As part of our winter preparation, guys, we are working on the Golf R today as I'm preparing to have this car pretty much stored for the winter, as you guys know it. Basically, I am vacuuming the car. I just took the car out yesterday and got it all cleaned up and shampooed and detailed on a whole 9 yards. And now we're pretty much ready to clean the car up from the inside and making sure that it's dust free in the process. I have actually been talking to a company down in the US to try out a product that actually is supposedly an awesome product. Since we have the car cleaned up and everything now, might as well incorporate the small changes that we're going to be adding to the Golf R. It's pretty much a protection that we need to put in place in the infotainment and the cluster as well, to protect the surface. Basically, as you guys know it, the Golf R has this very dusty and dirty infotainment system. Everything you pretty much touch there is that can be easily scratched, and at the same time it is just dusty all the time. And I figured having it protected, it would prevent from any scratch and also all the fingerprints that we always have on the screen. So anyways, guys, I'm going to be opening up this product here and I'm going to show you guys exactly. This product is from a company called Screen ProTech, and basically they're kind enough to send me this product here. I'm going to open it up here and show you guys exactly what I have. You guys probably heard this product before. Again, it's called Screen ProTech. So we have this cylinder here that basically contains the screen protectant, and as well I have another one here. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm going to open it up and see what inside there may be, all the items and the tools we need to use in the process. We do have a small little card here. It looks like some sort of instruction, and awesome. A bit of a thank you note from David that actually helped me out in the process. Again, Chester is asking to come in here. I'm going to let him here pretty soon. He's always wanting to be with me in the garage. So what a nice thank you note in here saying that, again, thank you for your support, enjoying your screen and many of the fun adventures from the team there. So it's really awesome. Thank you, team Screen ProTech, for sending me this product, and I'm going to try it out and see how it goes. So stay tuned. Well, guys, I want to show you what's inside all this packaging here. So basically, it looks like we do have a... oh yeah, we can just peel this off here. And we have this code here as well that you can scan and possibly give you more information about how to install it, kind of thing. So the QR code here, we'll just put that there for now. And all right, inside the product here we got our bottle for probably our soapy water. And it looks like there is a small little soap or some sort of solution in there we can start off with. And we'll probably use a distilled water. I like to use distilled water in this case, so that way we don't have the harshness of the pure water. So we will then check out the rest of these things here. We got our it looks like very nice cloth, microfiber cloth, very nice quality, and our squeegee here. So we'll protect that here so that way it doesn't get dusted. And of course we got our screen protectant. It looks like they've given us a couple of them in this case, and obviously, yeah, there's a pair just in case we make a mess or we mess up the films and we have to redo it. Then at least we have a second chance to try it again. So anyways, there's one for the infotainment and one for our cluster right here for our speedometer. So anyways, we're going to try and install this in, and the rest of the product that we have here, let me look at this one. Maybe I can use my knife to open this up. There you go. Oh, wow. What do we have here? Oh, it must be a solution as a protection or some sort. It might be a protectant or a spray protectant. I gotta ask David and what this is exactly. But anyways, no, thank you for that. Seems like it's not a air freshener is it? We'll definitely find out what that is. And let me see, it's a soap mix. Just a 1 drop of soap mix and should be all good to go. So it's an additional soap mix there. Just a little drop and then we can then replenish this thing. Cool. It's something I can use for the longest time because there's plenty of solution there to go with. So anyways, thanks again guys. David, thank you so much for helping me out in this case. I'll be installing this pretty soon here and hope you guys enjoy it. And by the way, if you guys are wanting to buy this product from Screen ProTech, I do have a discount code, and our discount code I'll be posting on the screen there. It's J&B Tuning, and you get a 10% discount for this product here. If you guys want to protect your Golf R or any other cars you have, they do have, I believe, 1,500 cars that they are supporting. And yeah, use the link that I have in the comment down below and the discount code, and you should get my discount there for 10%. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy this product. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're pretty much ready to do the install here. So I have all the stuff that we have here now. We do have the spray with the solution that they came up with. And the way I like to clean my infotainment system, as I done a video many years back on how I actually clean my infotainment, and so that way to prevent any scratches. What I first do is that I use one of this dust sweeper and basically lightly remove any of the dust that's basically all over the place here. I love this thing because what happened is that it does attract the dust. And as you can see, I slowly just wipe it out like this. I like to remove as much dust as possible because rubbing the dust on top of the unit here will scratch the surface. So by doing this, you definitely guarantee yourself with no scratch right there. So basically, I just run this around, and what I like to do is I also do the infotainment or the cluster here in the process. Make sure that there's no dust left before I even wipe it with soapy water and a cloth, that is. So I'm going to try to clean as much as possible around. Again, the key here, guys, is that the dust. The dust is what kills everything here. Basically, you know, the install and the whole 9 yards. If there's dust all over the place, then you could easily have 1 or 2 speck of dust, and that would just ruins everything. Hence why I have done all the cleaning inside the car. I've done the vacuuming all over the place. That way, the chances of any dust is 0. So anyways, guys, as you can see here, I'm just gonna run this as much as I can and get as much dust out of our cluster here. Again, one more time. And so we'll do that again later on. But what I'll do now is that we're gonna start off with this one first. Now I have the solution here, and I have a microfiber. What I like to do is cover this section here, just so that way we don't spill water anywhere on here, just to prevent any damage. That is, I'm sure it's not going to get damaged, but just in case. And I do have my squeegee and the microfiber that they provided here as well. And here's our film. So what we're going to do here now, peel this off and then stick it in there. We've already shaken this out pretty nicely, so just a mist again, nothing excessive, and wipe it out using our microfiber here that's provided by the company. Actually, the chemical here, or the solution that they provided, smells so good. So remove any of my prints, my hand prints, before we do the install. Okay, so next step, I'll just put some mist again. And peel this baby out. And again, in the process, we have to spray the film. Get around the knobs. I'm not too sure if I can actually remove the knob in this case, or I can just work around it. Now happy with the placement here, then we can continue. All right, so what we're gonna do is we just basically squeegee this thing, and again I'm gonna try to minimize the drip as much as I can, and I'm gonna start off with the middle here. And work my way out. Simple as that. Again, the other thing I forgot to do is to spray on this surface as well, because then it prevents it from scratching the surface with the squeegee, that is. The nice thing about this is that I don't even have to hold it, because the fact that the knobs are pretty much putting this thing in place.
Again guys, this is mainly to avoid costly screen replacement or fixing for the two most expensive component of your interior of your car. Mind you, the average replacement cost for infotainment screen is about $4,000 US. Because it is a film and not a tempered glass, it provides an OEM look on flat or curved surfaces with no risk of shattering. Unlike glass, it handles any side effects of heat, cold, UV, and constant vibration inside the car.
The tricky part is basically the knob here doesn't seem to sit in there, but if I do work it in using the squeegee, it seemed to be okay. Again, I'm not really cleaning it up, guys. I'm just making sure I got all the bubbles out. Yeah, let me try and see and get the flashlight and see how it looks like. Yeah, not bad. We have some residues underneath there, but I think that's just normal. So yeah, it's pretty much sitting nicely now, guys. I don't want to stretch it too much here, but I could even run the heat gun at some point to even seal it nicely there. But overall, it looks nice. I'm not gonna clean it now, but I'll leave it like that until about 24 hours or so, and then we can then seal it in. But yeah, overall looking good. I don't see any lifting or anything, or even a bubble or a dirt that we miss in the process. So we got it bang on there. No issues at all. All right. Anyways, I'll call that done. And I'm going to show you guys a close-up later on here, but I'm going to work on getting this one as well. Clean this up and then work on this one next. All right, guys. So we're on to our cluster here now. So first off is to adjust our steering wheels here as far as we can, so we can actually get some leverage here. And now clean the cluster with the spray and mist it up here. As you guys have seen, I've already removed the dust using the duster, the sweeper that is, and so basically here I just want to make sure that we got any of our dust and some of our, like stains or anything like that here as well, because We don't want any of that here. Again, it looks pretty good. I don't see any dust or whatsoever. Just gotta make sure I got all the edges here. That looks good. So next step is to spray the mist again. Spray the water. And I believe this is the same shape, either the upper or lower. We'll spray so we can squeegee this thing nicely. Again, guys, I just want to make sure I don't over wet anything here. Fairly easy. This one, I like this one better. A lot easier to install than the other one. I had a hard time with the knob on the other one there, the infotainment. So this one here, there's no knob to work on. So just gotta make sure you tuck it in underneath. Because the film is slightly longer, obviously, than the actual cluster itself. So just make sure that you work everything out. Obviously, it's a little challenging to do this with the steering wheels on here. I'm on the way. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Let me just remove some of that mist because I don't want to over wet everything here. It's pretty much secured in there now. It's pretty much safe to actually wipe it up here with our cloth. I don't see an issue here. Yeah, I really like this one. In fact, I find it easier to install the cluster than actually the infotainment because of the knobs, that is. Other than that, without the knobs, it's easier to install. Well, I'm just gonna let this sit and dry and wait 24 hours. See, the biggest importance of doing this to protect our screens, because having to damage any of this costs you $4,000 US for that matter to get a new infotainment screen. So having the film here and protect the screen from scratch and from any type of damage lessens the chance of us replacing them. So that's one other thing that really the main reason why I purchased this product. They look really nice, guys. So I'm going to show you as soon as it settles, because right now, as any type of film you install, there will be some moisture underneath there that will remain, and hopefully when it dries out, it'll be a lot clearer and everything. So anyways, I'll show you in a bit here. Wait 24 hours and I'll show you the end product. Stay tuned.
The following day.
We're now into the following day. As you guys can see, it's nice and dry now. I see a bit of bubble there. So far, I think it's still curing in a way, but it looks pretty nice. What do you guys think? And the cluster, I love it. I love how it looks like, guys. Nicely done. Anyways, I guess I will close the video here. Thank you again for watching. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe, comment, like, and subscribe. And it goes a long ways to help the channel grow. So thank you so much again. and hope you enjoy all these free videos that I've been providing you. Peace out.